Hey guys, Bonehead here again, bringing you another video from Star Wars The Old Republic. This time I thought I'd take a walk through the skill trees for the Sith Sorcerer. It's my favourite build for PvP and everything that I'll show you today. May as well get started. Okay, so as you can see, there's three trees to work with here: Corruption, Lightning and Madness. So for the Sith Sorcerer, a lot of people try and focus on one tree and build it all the way to the top to get whatever the top abilities are and things. The build that I'm focusing on today is my favourite build, which is for PvP and PVE. It's good for both, and so I'll have a bit of a spread between all of them, but focusing mostly on the Madness for some of the great ability things that you get in there. But what we'll do, I'll reset all this, get back here. Okay, so first one, Dark Mending. You want to whack 2 points into there. It makes the activation time of one of your main heal abilities reduced. Next one, 3 points into Force Crit Chance. Better crit chance is always good. Then up here you want Force Suffusion. This one here gives increased damage and healing of AoE abilities, area of effect, so a very good one for with your Lightning Storm ability and Death Field and things that we'll get into later. Now you want to grab 2 points into Empty Body. Just increases all the healing you do on yourself, and seeing as mainly this build focuses on self-healing, that's a good one to do. And then just a single point into Haunting Presence down here. Increases your presence, which is how effective your companions are for PvE, but also increases all the healing you do by 1%, which will unlock the next tier. So in this tier we want to pick up Resurgence, which is your heal over time ability, and so you get that, so you can actually cast it instantly, and heal over time is very effective heal. And then 2 points in Efficacious Currents which reduces the force cost of Static Barrier. Static Barrier is one of my favourite abilities for the Sorcerer. It's just a bubble that you put on yourself and absorbs the damage. And this, putting points into this, means you can basically cast it straight away. You can put it on an entire group of your party, just back to back, just bang 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 bang. Everyone's got a shield on them. And that's all the points I put into the Corruption tree, just to get a few of those things that we need to help the build in general. The Lightning tree, there's only really a few things to put this into here, just to help out the build, which is Electric Induction. Basically reduce the force cost of your abilities. You want to go all 3 points into that to get 9% less force cost on all your abilities. Reserves increase your total force. Well, that's your force or your mana pool or whatever. That's going to help a lot, having extra force power to be able to use. Those together will unlock the next level, which basically all I do is just get 2 points into Lightning Barrier, which will increase the amount absorbed by a Static Barrier, which is that bubble that we were putting points towards over in Corruption. But that's all I do for the Lightning tree. Now Madness, which is the business end of the whole thing really. So we'll go 3 points into Calcify, which increases the damage up by Shock, Force Lightning and Affliction, which are some of the main attack abilities that we'll be looking in. And next thing we want to do 2 points in Will of the Sith, which is your total willpower increased by 6, always good. And more damage, more heals. Next tier coming up, we want to go 2 points into Disintegration, which increases the crit chance of Force Lightning and Lightning Strike. Parasitism, this one's a very powerful passive ability, and basically means that whenever you critically hit with abilities like Affliction or Crushing Darkness, you have a chance of healing a percentage of health on that. So very good. And now we need one more point to get to the next tier, which I usually would put on a pressing force. Just gives 5-second reduction on the cooldown of electrocute, which is your stun ability. So pretty good to have that available 5 seconds earlier, so when you need it, it's available. So now go ahead and pick up Death Field. Death Field is, even though it's called Death Field, it's really like a Death Blast. It's an area of effect where you cast on the ground and it deals damage to the enemies, and for every enemy you strike, you actually gain health back from that. Grab Madness. Madness is the core thing for this, where Force Lightning no longer has cooldown, which means Force Lightning, along with the damage buffs and things that it's had from the other things you've picked, will be your main ability. Now grab a few in Sith efficiency. This one here reduces pushback suffered while activating Crushing Darkness, Force Lightning. In addition, your Force Lightning deals damage, you have a chance of recovering force or mana. So yeah, grab enough points into that, which will be all 3, to unlock the next tier. And as you can see there, now it has a 100% chance when you're using Force Lightning, which is your main attack ability, you actually recover force, which is always good. Now the next thing to pick up is Wrath. Wrath in here, it's a very powerful one, because as you're using your Force Lightning, you have a 30% chance that your Crushing Darkness or your Lightning Strike will activate instantly. Now having that activating instantly and dealing 20% more damage will work really well. You can actually have Affliction, which is your as a damage over time first, then come in with your Force Lightning, and then as soon as it sparks up that Crushing Darkness is an instant cast, you can click that really quick for another damage over time, which has a chance of the parasitism, which works out very well. And now you've got 5 points left. Now on my build, you've got to the Wrath, which is the main thing that I'd like to get to on the Madness. Now you can either, depending on how you're going with everything, you can either throw those towards the Corruption to get a bit more of the actual healing side of things, but my favourite way to go with these extra points is to get 2 points onto Exsanguinate, which is the Affliction, increase the duration of it, which being Affliction is instant cast, hardly any mana, and it's just that damage over time that might make the difference. Throw that in there. Next you want to get 1 point into Subversion. That just unlocks the next tier, gives you a bit of extra force regeneration and things when you do use Lightning Strike, which on the next tier here I get the last 2 points, put them in Lightning Barrage. Seeing as Affliction and the Force Lightning are your main attack abilities, whenever your Affliction critically hits, it gives a chance that your Force Lightning will channel and tick twice as fast, so you'll be putting out the damage even quicker. And that's all the points. So now you can see here, none of the trees have gone that high up the tree, but looking at, I did think about going full Madness, but there's a lot of things in here that just don't seem worth all those points compared to the balance that you get in this sort of spec here that I've been playing a lot in the PVE and PvP. So as you can see, for protection you've got the static barrier with all of its bonuses from this here and from this other tree over here. So you can cast your static barriers as often as you want for less force cost with extra strength on it. So very powerful shields. You've got to heal over time, that you can just instant cast on yourself or on teammates. You've got the reduced activation time of Dark Infusion, and then across the board there's crit chance increases for your force abilities and things, and teamed up with your parasitism, the actual damage over time abilities like your affliction and your crushing darkness, they all work in synergy with each other, between the affliction benefiting the actual force lightning ability, force lightning having no cooldown, and force lightning making crushing darkness and lightning strike instant cast abilities, and then here having your force lightning increase your force regeneration. All balances out very well. I'm having a lot of fun playing this spec, and I'd like anyone else wants to try it out and give me any feedback and ideas on what they've found and what's worked for them. That'd be great. So yeah, feel free to comment, and if you like the build and want me to keep coming out with others, please subscribe. Bonehead out.